guys, Sandra here from Create in Spain. If you follow my community feed, then you might have noticed a little post I made about making some transparent stickers without transparent sticker paper. Anyhow, what I've got here are a range of printed images. They've been printed high quality on glossy photo paper. Now, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to test whatever photo paper you have, because obviously there are a lot of different brands out there, but you don't want the really expensive stuff. I think probably the cheaper end of the market is better. This is just some old stuff I've had hanging around for years. Don't bother buying any, just use what you've got and see if it works for you. So I scanned this in and cut it out using the scan and cut. So far so good. I've created an offset file because the next thing I want to do is to cut this out. Now this is what you probably think it is, which is laminating pouch. All I'm going to be using is one layer of this, and you want to have it so that the glossy side is up. So if you've got images which are not symmetrical, make sure you're cutting this the right way up. So I've got my images cut out and I've got my offsets cut out, and I gave them a 5mm offset because I did some before and I gave them 2mm and I didn't think it was quite enough. But they have their offset, and this one, as you can probably tell, goes over my flower. The rest of this is extremely easy. What you do is you take a piece of baking parchment or other paper that does not take adhesive, fold it in half, and you put your design inside. I have a tiny little travel iron here, isn't it cute? About €15 that was from Lidl. I bought it a little while ago thinking it might come in handy for the craft room, and lo and behold it is. So make sure you've got your offset lined up however you want it. I think that's close enough, pretty much. Just want to get that stalk slightly more centered. Yeah, that will do nicely. And just close the paper over the top and iron it. Now make sure to iron it on the very edges. You want to go around the edges particularly. And I've got this on its highest setting. I mean, it's not a super powerful iron, and this will do the job. You could do it with a normal domestic iron. Just make sure you do put your paper over the top because you don't want to mess your iron up. So now we can open it up. I can take this off. I can do another one if I want to, or I can just wave this around a little bit until it's cooled down. Now you want to make sure that it is cooled down before you do the next step. I have found that if you don't wait till it's cool, it doesn't work quite as well. Take your plastic and you peel. And what you should find is that your design has transferred to the plastic. Okay, I missed a little bit on those edges, obviously, but here is my transparent sticker. And the reason for the offset is so that you have some glue on the edges that can stick to something. Now that I've told you how you can make the stickers in the first place, some hints and tips on some refinements. Now the first thing is that when you have done your sticker, you'll find you have your card piece left. And in most cases, you may well find you've got enough detail there so that you could use that and colour it in regardless with alcohol markers or crayons or whatever, and use it so you needn't even throw it away. If you do not want an offset around your design, so for example I've got a 5mm offset around here, if you really don't want that, then you're going to have to forego the fact that it is self-adhesive, because on the back of it, actually that is the back, on the back of it you obviously have the ink. So the ink is the top surface and not the adhesive. So if you want to do a direct cut on there, you're going to have to use a glue or medium of some description. Now I've done a couple of tests here. Now this one I put some silicone glue, just a cheap old craft silicone glue. underneath here. I didn't extend it to the edges so I can actually pick it up and check if it is stuck. And yeah, that is stuck very firmly, so that will stick to paper quite nicely. On this one I just used a spray adhesive, and again it stuck well. Now you cannot see the adhesive on either of them, so if you want a transparent sticker without any kind of border on it, what you can do is you can basically laminate your designs on the one side, let it cool down, peel off the card, and then do your cut. You don't have to cut it twice because you're going to be scanning your actual images with the plastic over the top. Now the advantage of doing it that way is also if you need to, for example on this piece here, it's missed off a little bit here when I scanned it and I didn't notice it, but if you've got any images that need to be marked up, you can put a mark on there, get it to do the scan, then remove the mark with alcohol and it won't be a problem. You can then do the cut. I would recommend that you wipe it off before you cut it because you don't want any alcohol to get underneath it and ruin your ink. So you could do that. The other thing that you can do is you can do your design and you can literally put another sheet of the laminating plastic on the other side of it like you would if you were laminating normally, and you'll have a transparent ornament basically, and for that you will either need to have an offset or you would need to use a glue inside. So that's how you'd apply them to normal paper, card, whatever. If you want to apply them to things like mugs or glasses, you can get this sort of thing, which is a decoupage medium, and that can be set in the oven. So you put it on, you allow it to dry for 24 hours, whatever. You put your item in the oven on a cold, put it in while it's cold, and you allow it to get up to about 130 degrees Celsius or whatever. And then you allow it to cool down, and that normally will mean that whatever you've put on it stays on it. But you'll have to experiment with that type of thing. So yeah, I think this is a fun way of getting some transparent stickers because it's not the sort of thing I do a vast amount of, and I really don't need to buy any more paper and films and things if I'm not going to be using them all the time. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again soon. Take care now. Bye bye.